You know, it's nice to see that Miles is finally getting some recognition. Because before they started making spin-offs for him, he was just the black one. His suit, I mean. I'm talking about the suit. God damn it, I'm already gonna get canceled before I can even start making money. Tell my 12 subscribers I'm sorry. Well, what's done is done. I doubt that it's gonna come back to haunt me. Anyways, Miles gets sent to go get some milk for his mom, and a lot has changed for Miles since the last time we saw him. His mom's running for city council, or mayor, or something like that. He moved to a new neighborhood, and now he's got spider training. As part of our training, we help Pete guard a prison convoy. When suddenly this big ass container starts shaking. Miles tries to fix it, but instead, he causes the helicopter to crash on the rest of the convoy, releasing all the prisoners that were being transferred. He fumbled so bad, even the prisoners start to shit talk him for it.
Nice work with the helicopter, kid! Real heroic stuff!
The prisoners escape, obviously, so now we have to help Pete stop Rhino. And we ride this man. I mean, we jump on that thing and damn. We get behind this man and proceed to damn. We use him as transportation as he rampages through half the mall. There we go, got it that time. After causing some light city damage, we get taken into an explosion. How did Miles walk out of the explosion unscathed though? Like, at least when you see Pete later on, he's somewhat damaged, but Miles is perfectly fine. Anyways, Pete gets injured, so we use the power of friendship to fight Rhino. And by friendship, I mean we give him these bioelectric hands. We get introduced to this clearly evil billionaire Simon Krieger, who tells Miles he's one of the good ones, whatever that means. Then after that weird interaction, we go grab some Dominoes. Pete tells us that he's going to Romania for a little bit. He says he's going to free Andrew Tate on all social media platforms. But before he leaves, he gives us a present. What the hell is this whack shit? There we go, that's better. We find a bunch of simulations to help us improve our powers and be better superheroes. Or in other words, stuff that we'll never use for the rest of the playthrough. Roxxon gets raided by a new supervillain group called the Underground, who are using tech that's conveniently disabled by Miles' new powers. We scare them off and finally get to go back home, where we find out that Rio is a terrible mother. She doesn't even question where Miles has been the whole day. And Miles is a terrible son, because he didn't even come back with the milk or the groceries he was sent to go get. Whatever, we clean the apartment because a special guest is coming to dinner. And while cleaning the apartment, we put on some Nirvana to honor Officer Davis. Rest in peace. Turns out the special guest is this random girl named Finn. She is Miles' ex-best friend and the living embodiment of why I refuse to date New York women. She constantly lies, makes you seem like the bad guy when you catch her lying, and still expects you to do things for her. The next day, Genki makes an app that lets civilians contact us whenever they need to. And the first user is coincidentally our uncle. Turns out the Underground are messing with the subway system. So we quietly... You know what, fuck being sneaky, the Underground can catch these hands. We get a train ran on us, almost get hit by a train, there we go. Aaron guesses that Miles is Spider-Man because of the way he dodges when fighting or something. It's bullshit, I know, but the plot needs this, so flash forward a little bit and Rio is holding a press conference. It ends up getting crashed by the Underground. How unlucky for Miles that another one of his parents' rallies is getting crashed by supervillains. This scene still pisses me off on my second playthrough. How the hell did Rio's arm break here? She didn't even fall that hard, she just knelt down at a relatively slow speed. We break up a fight between Roxxon and the Underground and find out that Finn's leading the Underground. What is it with the people around Spider-Man becoming supervillains? Doc Ock, Martin Lee, and now Finn? And that's just in the games alone. Like in the comics, you got Green Goblin and a whole bunch of other people. They were after the new form that was being transported, but we managed to prevent them from getting it by blowing it up instead. Genius, I know, but it was the best outcome. Not for the civilians who get stuck on the bridge, but the Underground is stopped for now. Isn't that what's truly important here? Roxxon is more than a little pissed that we blew up a bridge with their product, so they try to kill us. But we hit them with some good old Mario Judah strategies and disappear. And Miles just doesn't question why he gets this new power. Like, at least when he unlocked the Venom powers, he was surprised, but now he turns invisible and he's just like, so that's something I can do, apparently. We try to get answers from Finn about why she's working with the Underground, but really, all you need to know is dead brother equals villain arc. We sneak into a Roxxon lab to locate Silver Sable's secret OnlyFans, but instead of that, we find Uncle Aaron, who reveals that he's the Prowler. I like Aaron, but that's a dumbass name. It sounds like something people in the 50s used to call sex offenders. We do some nice nephew-uncle bonding and search for Sable's OnlyFans together. But we're shit out of luck and only find a video of Finn's brother dying. What the hell isn't new form? Because Rick didn't just die. He straight up vanished like he was a shadow clone from Naruto. After seeing Rick disintegrate, Miles decides he ain't no bitch like Rick and sucks the reactor dry. Pause. Aaron tells us that if we want to help Finn, we have to manipulate her into making us join the Underground. And it works like a charm. We find out where Finn was keeping the new form, but she wants to fight us for it. The following fight was so one-sided. Miles gets 3 of his ribs cracked, and he didn't even land a punch on Finn. We go to good old Uncle Prowler for more advice, and he tells us, tough shit, listen to the ocean for a little bit. And that helps, oddly enough. We try to meet with Finn, but I broke the game. I don't even know how the hell this happened. Now we can go meet Finn. But it was a trap set up by Roxxon. Krieger gives us a generic villain speech where he basically just says, fuck both you kids, for 5 minutes straight. Turns out Uncle Prowler ratted us out to Roxxon. Who would have guessed that our criminal uncle would betray us like this? Rhino goes down after a very underwhelming rematch, and Finn wants to finish him off. This is the only time in the game I'll support Finn's actions. If Miles had let her go through with it, that would have been one less villain on the streets. But you know, he was a superhero, so he can't just let her get away with that. Bad move, because Finn beats the hell out of us again, leaving us to die on the train tracks. It's things like this I want to see happen on screen, because how long was Genki dragging Miles around New York City? Like, did no one question this? Did they just think he was like a cosplayer who had a little too much to drink? Rio finds out about our superhero antics and is completely fine with us jumping random criminals on the streets. I broke the game again. We get into a little argument with Uncle Prowler, but after showing him the power of friendship, he goes down. Now we can go stop Finn. God damn it, she escapes again. We get a nice little look at what it's like living in Compton before we get a rematch with Finn. Round 3 with Finn. She's up 2-0. This is going to be an uphill battle. Finn, you good? Now, a proper round 3. Unlucky for Finn, Miles woke up feeling a little crisp breezy today, and he beats her with the power of friendship. The line delivery here was hilarious, because the voice actor did a good job throughout the whole game, but this one line was so underwhelming.
I'm Spider-Man.
Like what, did the budget run out for this one line so they had to hire a random off the streets? We drained the reactor that was going to blow up Harlem, but the load was much more than expected. Pause. We use Finn as a sacrifice and the city is safe. For now, anyways. I like how this dude says that's our Spider-Man, because all I kept picturing was Peter actively ignoring Harlem for his entire Spider-Man career. Like he'll be fighting supervillains all over the city, but Harlem is just that one place he doesn't fuck with. Pete comes back after freeing the top G on all social media platforms, and we swing around the city. Oh right, and Norman finally wants to free Harry. Alright, so hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, you know. So a little change of plans. In the last few videos I've said I was going to do the Mafia games next. Well, now I'm going to do the Uncharted games, then the Mafia games. Honestly, for no specific reason, I just really want to play the Uncharted games again. But yeah, that's it for this time, so I'm going to head out. Later.